Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am building these IKEA MALM dressers and I have two of them here and I will show you how I build them, bring you along and show you how I build the first one and then build the second one off camera. But first I wanted to show you how my cat loves the hair clippers. This is actually literally one of her favorite toys and she just loves playing around with it. But either way, let's just get started. And the first thing I do is I just remove everything out of the boxes and organize them. It makes it so much easier to build something when everything is organized and put out where you can see them and you can see which items you need and when you need them. So I'm going to open the two of the boxes, and the reason I was looking at the instructions is if I was wondering if any of the parts for the first part of the dresser I would need in the second box, and I don't. This is actually the drawers, but I still decided to organize it and separate it so I can just move the boxes out of the way and have everything already set up for me. So starting from the first page, we're just going to open it up and see where we start. Here are the sides of the dresser, and we're going to be attaching the drawer runners here, and each runner has a left and a right on it. So we're going to be looking for that and to make sure the wheels are pointing downwards instead of up. So here are two of the sides that we're going to be using, and the bigger piece is actually for the top. So in here, to make sure you have them aligned properly, you will see the larger holes there on the top, and there's like a little ledge in the center, and you want them facing each other, and that's how you know you are actually having the pieces in the proper place to make it easier for you. And then we're adding the runners here, and we're using those screws there, and they're showing that there's a left and a right, and you put them obviously in the left and right proper places. First, I'm going to organize all the tools, all the screws and everything to make it so much easier for me. I don't even have to think about it. I just get it and I know what I'm doing. So here I'm starting with the right runners and I'm putting them in the proper places. And then going to do the same thing with the left side, and then using the screws to secure them to the sides of the dresser. Now that that's done, we're going to be adding these screws in the proper places, and it can be confusing at first because there are so many different holes and you're wondering which ones you actually put them in, but the drawing does make it easier to see where to put them, and it's not that hard. And then you also add those plastic bottoms on the bottom of the dresser. In projects like these, it's best not to rush and take your time, pay attention to the directions, and so you don't put them in the wrong place, because just putting in the wrong place can mess up the project and you'll have to undo it to redo it properly. So it's good to just pay attention and take your time. Now that we have finished with that page, let's go to the next page, and we are starting with this board, and we are attaching these brackets here. So it's this one. And what we're doing are adding these, I assume they're called brackets, I'm not even sure, and you just align them into the proper places and screw them in. Now that is finished, we're going to be adding these plastic um, underneath the drawer things, as the same as in the dresser sides. And now we're going to be adding this on the right side of the drawer and of the dresser, and this is, you just attach it to the bottom here, and it does show in the picture that both of the plastic things should be aligned underneath, not opposite from each other. It tells you that you're putting it in a proper place. Now that we have finished that, we will be going on to the next page, and now we're going to be adding the other sides here, and we're going to be using the wooden dowels to add these little guys here to the sides of the dresser. And I am making sure to point the white in the right direction and adding the wooden dowels on the top as well. And now you are going to be adding the cam lock knots here to secure it and connect the boards to the dresser. And then you're adding the fourth board here the same way, and also using the cam lock nut. And here's the last board that you're using and adding it to this side, and you need to use also a wooden dowel here. I'll be sure to be adding the wooden dowel on top as well, so I don't forget when I'll be placing the two sides together. So here are all the cam lock nuts, and I'm going to be adding and securing all the pieces together. And you're supposed to be using a flat screw, which I do not have. I somehow misplaced mine, so I will be making do with a butter knife. I know it's not a typical tool you'll be using, but at this current moment that's all I have, and I will be using it to secure it, and it's working just fine. Now we're going to be adding the backs, and they come in two pieces, and we're adding them to the sides here of the back of the dresser, and also using wooden dowels, and also connecting and securing them with the cam lock nuts. And then we add the side of the left side on to the top of the right side, and we're just basically flipping it over and adding it there. So first I'm going to be adding the wooden dowels here and adding these sides in the right place. So here they are aligned, and I will be adding the wooden dowels here on top as well. And then I'm using the left side and I'm putting it on top of the right side, and it does take a little time to walk around and place it in the proper places, but once it's all aligned and put in place, it's all good, and you make sure that it's the right way with all the plastic underneath the drawer in the right direction. Now that that's done, we're going to secure the bracket there with the screws. and then using the cam lock nuts and attaching and securing the rest of the drawer together. Now that is done, we are going to start on the top piece here, and this is this last piece that we have, and we're going to be working on it now. And it does show where you need to screw it in, and there should be the raw edge in front of you, and that means you need to flip it over if you have it wrong like I did, and it's going to be the raw edge in the front with a little kind of like a ledge thing. So now you're just going to screw in the bolts here, and it shows where exactly you need to do it, and you need 4 of those. And my kitty has fallen asleep. Let's see if I can do this without waking her up. What do you guys think? Now that's done. Look at that, she's still sleeping. I'm so proud of myself that I didn't do extra noise. Okay, now we're going to be adding these wall security basically on the back here on top of the top, and it means this is just what you attach it to the wall so it doesn't topple over if someone climbs on it, like or your drawers are open. And this is the safety that I think everyone needs to be aware of, how easily the dresser can topple over, and it's very secure once you attach it to the wall, and the dresser will stay secure. And all the instructions on how to properly secure it to the wall are included in the instructions here from IKEA. This is so cute how she's sleeping, oh my goodness. Now I'm going to be adding the wooden dowels here. I need 4 of them, and popping up the top of the dresser, the top on top of the dresser. But first I need to flip it over and add the wooden dowels. And then attaching the top piece here on top. And then using the cam lock nuts to secure it together. The dresser part is complete, and I'm so happy to have that finished, and we only have the drawers left. So the first thing I do is, again, I organize all the pieces I will need. And I also open up the drawer runners and the back. I believe they're called brackets. I'm not even sure, guys. I'm opening them all up. And so it starts with all the drawer fronts, and they're showing how we put everything together. So we start from the drawer top and we're adding the screws here on the top, and basically it shows there's like basically two different drawers you do, but I didn't see any difference, so I just did them together the same way. And here is the drawer fronts, and I have three of them, and I'm going to be building them as much together as possible and adding all of the screws here. Once that is done, we are going to be adding the wooden dowels here on the sides and adding the drawer sides here. And it's showing that the top or the bottom is actually with a sticker, so I think that's what they mean when it's different. Otherwise they're pretty much the same, it's just one of them will have a sticker as a warning to how much to hold and the weight and everything. So I put the sides in together and aligning them all properly, and then using the other side as well. And then we're using the cam lock nuts to secure them both together, the sides. With the sides done, we're going to be adding this back support beam. I'm not even sure how it's exactly called, the back support bracket possibly, and it's slanted for a reason. It makes it easier to attach the back and then the top here of the drawers, and then you do secure it close together and screw it in the bolt to hold it together once you're done. And so let's just get started with that, and I'm just going to be doing them one by one. The first thing you do is you attach the back support beam here, and then add the back, and then add the top, and you use a hammer to put in these plastic screws in on the sides. It makes it a little hard because everything is like moving and shifting, but it's once you're done putting in the plastic screws, it's easier to put everything back together again. And don't forget to add those plastic little screws here on the sides, which prevents the drawers from banging when you close them. And now with that one finished, I'm going to be doing the rest of the two drawers. It is not that hard at all. It just does work so to put everything together, and my daughter's helping me, which was so cute. After all the drawers are done, I'm going to be adding the runners to the sides of the drawers, and I'm aligning everything perfectly first to make sure all the back is covered, and then adding the runners here with the wheels pointing down and securing them with the screws that they have added. And then I do the other side as well, and it's finished, and I'm going to do the other ones as fast as I can. I do make sure that the back, which makes it the underside of the drawer, is aligned properly before doing these runners, because then they are easier to attach together. It is finished, guys. I'm so happy. I just have one more to finish, but I will show you the finished product. They're all complete. And here they are. This is the drawer that I finished 2 of them. They just look so amazing and beautiful in my bedroom. Do look up my bedroom tour on my YouTube. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye now.